Are you looking for inspiration to visit Michigan? Well, art inspires everything. I'm Tom Dalton from the Emmy Award-winning PBS television program Under the Radar Michigan. And the Michigan art scene is bringing people here from around the world. Just take a look.
You know, I've always said, if you don't know what to call something, just call it what it is. So what's all this? Well, this is called ArtPrize. And what is it? Well, it's exactly what it says it is. It's a big prize. Well, they do art, and it's spread throughout the entire... Can I start over?
Actually, ArtPrize is a lot more than that. In only its third year, it's become an art phenomenon. 19 days, 3 square miles, almost 200 venues, and over 1,700 artists from around the world competing for almost $500,000 in prize money. Everywhere you look in downtown Grand Rapids, you'll find some of the most amazing, unique, and overwhelming art you'll see anywhere. It's a world-class happening in a world-class city.
I think it's one of a kind. There's not that many places that do something like this.
There's no other place in the world that it can be like that. That's what makes it such an incredible thing. And all different kinds of art as well.
Here, when you look at something like what's behind me there and then see all those things, somebody's imagination running wild.
Everywhere you walk around, there's something to see.
All the different types of art, the different medias that they use, it's just great.
So many different people, so many different exhibits, and just enjoying the beautiful weather and the scenery and seeing so many people out enjoying themselves.
Heck, even the mayor thinks it's great.
This is such a cool deal for our city.
Well, it's unique, and I congratulate you on it because it's doing a lot for this entire state of Michigan.
Now stay, you got 1,513 pieces to see.
Oh boy.
Okay? And plus you got to eat, you got to stay in our hotels, you got to spend money while you're here.
If I only knew the mayor, maybe I'd get a free meal.
Well, I wasn't able to wrangle that free lunch, but I did wrangle a conversation with ArtPrize marketing director Todd Herring.
Whose idea was this? Because it's unbelievable to me that in 3 years, this has become so huge.
It's 100% my idea. That's not true.
I knew
it's not true at all. It started with Rick DeVos, who's our president and founder.
Right.
And he's the one who came up with the concept, and he had a great team around him that was able to essentially pull it off in a very short period of time. And some of the really basic pieces that prize is the initial catalyst. Now we have almost 1,600 artists competing this year. Most of them have found other reasons to be part of ArtPrize. We have gallery spaces where there's artists who come from Chicago and they say they have more foot traffic and they sell more of their own prints than they do in any sort of gallery show that they have in major cities. So there's lots of ways to win as you participate in ArtPrize aside from the big award itself.
Now, what does an event like this do for the city of Grand Rapids?
Well, ArtPrize is not something that an ArtPrize organization does. It's something that our entire city does together. It's the only way that could happen. So coffee shops, restaurants, bars, and our art gallery, all of them become an art gallery.
Yeah, that's the neat thing that I've seen. I've seen people actually giving up the sides of their buildings for artists.
Yeah, and the city works with us too. We have a really unique relationship with the city, and it's one of the things that makes Grand Rapids really unique is that we have an amazingly collaborative city government that makes this happen. So there's actually a signage variance that takes place during the ArtPrize dates so that our artists can actually explore use of urban space in ways that would be prohibited in other cities.
It's a great concept because it's great for the city, it's great for the people who live here, it's great for the people who come here to experience the art. It's great for us too because it gives us a segment on the show. That doesn't hurt. Now, for people who haven't experienced Grand Rapids, you live in Grand Rapids?
I do.
What do you like about Grand Rapids?
I really love the collaborative spirit. There's things that happen here that you just don't find other places. Like we have a comedy festival that again truly takes over the whole city. We have an incredibly walkable downtown, all along the riverfront. We have a lot of downtown living that's happened that's really changed the way a lot of people look at Michigan cities, and that we have redevelopment that's happening that's building places for people to live within the city.
Yeah, the city's big enough to have that metropolitan feel, but it's not overwhelming the size.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's amazing to see what an arts culture does to a city.
It really is amazing to see an entire downtown turn into a public art gallery. If you're into art and into big, beautiful cities, this entire event should be right up your alley. There are wonderful things to see around every corner. Now, say you're into big art, and I mean really big art. You're gonna love this.
In season 1, if you guys saw us when we were up in Petoskey, we were at the Crooked Tree Art Center, and there were some tin can fish up there that I actually fell in love with. And this is the guy that made those fish. And now you made a dog?
I made a big dog.
The dog's name is Rusty. He's over 12 feet tall, 19 feet long, and came all the way from the UP. The detail Rich Brandstrom put into his creation is incredible. And the best thing is that there's a story behind every part.
The little window on the back side, what is all that in there?
Well, the piece is entitled Self-Portrait of the Artist, and the whole thing is a metaphorical self-portrait of sorts. The window in the belly actually represents a scene from about 5 years ago of my wife leaving me. She basically said I worked all the time. I was the hardest working person she knew that never got anywhere. So that scene is,
I've heard that
is
too.
me in the doghouse, basically. And the whole moral to that is your wife may walk out on you, but your dog will always stick by your side.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but that story alone was enough to swing my vote Rusty's way. And apparently, I wasn't the only one. We were thrilled to see that Rich's creation took 5th place in the competition. Almost as thrilled as we were to be in Grand Rapids during ArtPrize. If you have the chance, I highly recommend you check this out.